Well, it's gardening time. This is a turnip, purple top turnip that I just picked out of the garden. And it's time to get your spring gardening ready. Now, how do we get in tune with God? We got this Poor Richard's Almanac, Ecclesiastes 2, Ecclesiastes 3. Solomon tells us in Ecclesiastes, which he wrote when he was in his later years, it tells us when to plant and when to pluck, when to go fishing and when not to. It tells you when to bake, when to brew, when to make jams, when to cut hair to increase growth, when to quit smoking, when to cut hair to slow growth, when to cut hair to increase growth, when to start a diet, to lose weight, to gain weight, potty train, when to wean, when to demolition, paint, wash windows. Tells you when to cut firewood, dig holes, harvest, when to kill plants, when to mow to increase growth, when to mow to slow growth, when to prune trees, when to castrate farm animals. We castrate farm animals when the sign's in the feet. They hardly bleed at all. And our doctors aren't taught anything about the signs or the seasons. So they cut on you anytime they want to. So if you're going to have open heart surgery, I wouldn't do it when the sign's in Leo, because you're going to bleed really bad if you do. So the doctors don't know when to do this. So you got to schedule your own surgery now. If it's emergency surgery, you got to go ahead and do it any time. So when to go hunting, when not to, when to slaughter, when to advertise to sell, when to ask for a loan, when to get married, or when to travel. It also tells us when to plant above ground crops and when to plant below ground crops. And you do that when the moon's on the increase, getting larger, you plant above ground crops. When the moon is getting smaller, you plant below ground crops on fruitful days. That tells us here in this farmer's calendar, which is the almanac. It tells us the signs and the seasons. And it tells us right here the best planting days on the moon sign. Above ground crops, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. This is March. 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. I'm going to plant my watermelons coming up around the signs in the feet, the 21st of March. And that's the most fruitful of all the fruitful signs, is the sign